So, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be giving the message for you today. It is a very unique message. And for those of you not familiar with me or the channel, I don't have any filter. I'm not against using adult language or talking about adult themes. So, if you have kids around or just don't appreciate that kind of reading, I just don't ever know what's going to come out of my mouth. So respectfully, I'm always giving you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we are getting into this spread that I was guided to. Archangel Michael has been pinging me for a hot minute. We're going to talk about him when we get into the present. But I was guided to this spread. I've never used it before and I've never seen it before. So as far as I'm concerned, it's been created as of now. So I hope that those of you who read tarot on your own have fun trying to use this spread, right? Getting used to it. What I did first, I laid out the cards and the position of the key, and I'm going to break down what they are for you in a minute. But the first cards that I pulled were the masculine energies. And the masculine energies, when we talk about masculine and feminine, the masculine energies are the created thought, the created experience. The masculine energy within everyone is the creative choice energy. It is the thought that chooses what we create in our experience in every moment of every day. Then I pulled the clarifying cards. And the clarifying cards for each position were the feminine energies. The feminine energies are the subconscious, intuitive soul pull that we have. So the masculine energy is the consciousness. The feminine energy is the subconsciousness. And then we have this unconsciousness, right, where we don't know what it is to have them aligned, masculine and feminine. This is the unconscious drive inside of our experience that we create by default without us even knowing it, okay? So this reading is designed, the key itself, to have the past, which is the most important past related to the present. So it can be something that was recent, or it can be the awareness of something old, but it's the past event or experience or belief that is most important to the remaining spread. Okay. From the past, we move into the present, and the present, the top two cards are what's on the conscious mind. What's on the conscious mind. The middle two is the actual 3D manifestation in the present. And then the bottom two are the subconscious energies that are manifesting right from the heart space, the subconscious, our intuition. As we progress further down the key, we have the three in the middle, the three pairs in the middle. And those are the future, okay? So the first one is the near future. The second one is an event after that first future event. And then we have a third event. So because this isn't, to say each pair is a week in between, like time is of alignment. And this is the projected alignment based on the truth where we are in the present, knowing the past, right? Having some awareness of the past, because we do have the tower, and we do have the tower in that position. I'll get there. But this is a chain of events, okay? These three cards are a chain of events. The last one at the tip of the key is the potential outcome. And I say potential outcome because there's a reason why these messages are guided to come through when they do in divine time. There's a reason why you're listening to this. There's a reason that something in it will resonate with you in your own awareness, or you wouldn't have crossed it, okay? This is the potential outcome. When you understand that you have a free will choice in your own awareness to say, okay, if that's the projection, I know what I can do. I know what I can choose in my own free will, masculine energy within, to change it, because I want something that feels better. We are always in control of our path. That is the beauty of these readings. It allows us to understand what our choices by default we're heading towards, so that you can choose to embrace it or course correct, right, in your highest good. Because when we get to the outcome card, the bottom two at the end are why. This is the unconscious energy. This is the unconscious building why we got the projected outcome that we did, right, within the spread, based on where we were and how we moved through future events to get to where we are. The overall tops and bottoms of the cards. Initially, when I pulled just the masculine energies, the 10 of Wands was on the bottom with the King of Swords on the top. And the 10 of Wands was in the front face. Once I pulled the feminine energies, the King of Swords was still on top. And we had the 6 of Swords on the bottom as the underlying energy. So the fact that the 10 of Swords transitioned from the masculine overall to the feminine's clarifier, right? The feminine's present, says a lot. And just that. The underlying issue with the manifestation in the present is what was manifesting and is manifesting from the heart space. The idea, the overall underlying energy being the 6 of Swords, this is mentally moving forward. Literally coming out of the tunnel, right? Coming out of the tunnel into the light of day. This is the light of at the end of the tunnel energy. And it's been synchronistic in a lot of the messages and a lot of the things that have been coming up on the feeds lately. This light at the end of the tunnel energy. It's been repeating. And it comes with the King of Swords. The King of Swords, Aquarian energy, air energy, mastery of it, right? This is mental mastery within the self. The transformed headspace, because even on his armor, it has a butterfly on his chest plate. And his hair is white. He's wise. He's wise in his thinking. This is not because you've experienced so much, you know everything. This is a different kind of wise, okay? This is wise beyond years. Understanding that time itself is experienced here in a linear way, but that it does not exist beyond the experience. Think about that for a second. Time exists in a linear experience here, but it doesn't exist beyond the experience. And so everything that you're experiencing of your own creation is a result of your own reactions. And your reactions are a choice made instinctually from the heart that your mind instantly understands how to communicate that. This is what we're heading towards. We know that we're changing our thinking. We know that we're changing our thinking. And that creates a light at the end of the tunnel. So as we get into the actual spread, okay, from the past energies, we have the Tower in the back face and the 8 of Cups. This Tower, which is the reality, right, the masculine energy of the past reality. The actual 3D manifestation was a huge break in the facade, in the protection, right, of the mask. It was a huge divine lightning bolt to the brain, right? It was a complete, oh my God, moment. The epiphany that changes everything from moving full speed in a certain direction to potentially moving forward towards a dawn created from the stop, right? If you look at the actual position of the cards, how the 8 of Cups in the night, right, in the nighttime, it's subconscious. is moving forward towards the break, towards the stop, towards the redirect, right? Towards the course correction. Subconsciously, the feeling of unfulfillment with the Eight of Cups. What you were feeling in the past, feeling unfulfilled, feeling like you were in the dark, right? In the dark night. Subconsciously knowing, intuitively knowing you needed to move forward. That was the signal that was going out and being received. And it manifested as a divine stop, right? Divine delay. Divine delay. A stop in the plans. Because the facade has been cracked. The mask has been cracked. And you're realizing the substance of things. And the tower is very empty. It's very empty. So with that energy being in the past, moving into the present cards. The present cards. Right now, in the present, the two in the center. We have the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Swords. And in this Ace of Swords, there's seeing the mountains. You're seeing the mountains, but the sky is clear. And there's an eagle, which is indicative of Archangel Michael holding a victory wreath with the truth, right? The sword of truth, which is the ace. This is an ace in communication in the present moment that manifested. And I want to talk about Archangel Michael because Archangel Michael is known to heal karma, right? And when I talk about sacred soul connections or twin flame connections, right? These really deep connections that we just intuitively know, right? We talk about how twin flame cords can't be severed. And people will call on Archangel Michael to cut cords, when they release karma. What people don't understand is you can't actually ever cut a cord from anyone. I think it's a big misconception. We're all connected and we're all one. You can't ever cut a cord from a part of yourself. But when you call on Archangel Michael to protect you and quote unquote cut a cord, what you're doing is asking him to cut the toxic source of energy flowing through that particular connection. You're asking to cut the karma attached to the cord, right? The connection to the experience. You're asking to be released from it, that it would heal, that the source of the toxicity cease within the connection. That being in the present moment, the truth, and ending your own karma, right? The creation of your own karma, masculine energy, understanding the truth, that there's victory at hand with it, that despite the mountains, it's a claimed victory. The Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands, that clarifies it as the heart space, right? I'm all tongue twisted. Mercury retrograde. We're going to get into that. The Ten of Wands as the manifesting heart space. This is knowing that you've carried the 10 wands for too long by yourself and you're in the home stretch. You're in the home stretch and the sky is cloudy here. Okay. So the mind is in a place of victory and everything is technically clear. Everything is clear. But the heart knows that there's storms ahead. Okay, the heart knows, or at least senses that there's storms ahead. Even though this is the home stretch, you're almost there, but it does look like it's about to storm. It's anticipating, right? It's almost like you're at the end of a really long, hard stretch of dark tunnel energy. And you can sense that the sky might not necessarily, it might not be the clearest when you get out. Divine confirmation, right? If you can hear Jesse. As we get into the top two cards, this is what's on the consciousness. This is that communication, okay? This is that communication with the storm clouds, with the Knight of Swords, and the Magician in the nighttime. The Magician in the nighttime, front face. We got the shooting star on the card, which is the soul wish manifesting. The divine is infinite and eternal, right? And its ability to create with you. That your consciousness here is a co-creator with the divinity that you sense. And he's holding the double-flamed candle, the twin-flamed candle. The candle burning from above and below. Consciousness and subconsciousness. It knows, we consciously know that we are creating our destined path. And we are communicating through the storms. I mean, this Mercury, right, in retrograde. If you think about the Magician being Mercury energy and the Knight of Swords being all about communication, I mean, consciously, we are in Mercury retrograde. We are consciously in Mercury retrograde. Okay. It's official in a couple days. Subconsciously, we have the Nine of Cups with the Knight of Coin. Okay. This is the subconscious. This is the subconscious that we're getting into. We know that we're creating things towards our destiny with what we're communicating. In one way or another, we're choosing our path, right? We're choosing our path, whether that is one that we would prefer or that we don't prefer. It doesn't matter because the lesson is going to be whatever you need it to be. That's the case all the time. The subconscious is talking about the Nine of Cups, which is, and it's in the back face. It's in the nighttime. We want the soul wish. We want the wish granted, which is the Nine of Cups, the wish granted. This is divine feminine energy with the cornucopia, right? It never runs dry. Everything you want in complete abundance comes from the cornucopia. And the heart space is holding it. The divine feminine receptivity of what we feel being our GPS holds the cornucopia. What we feel holds the cornucopia. We're subconsciously hoping to create everlasting beauty and joy in our life. Subconsciously, we are always looking to feel filled and happy and whole and healthy. To be at peace. To feel the love of experience all around us. That everything in our life is beautiful. And we feel like it's a slow process with the Knight of Coin. We feel like it's such a slow process, like it's so far away and you have to be so careful because the Knight of Coins is cautious. But when he gets there solid. When he gets to where he's going, he gets there solid. He gets there unscathed in one piece. By taking his time, right? The heart knows the soul wish is there. And it wants to be filled. And it's going to take serious patience and time. To taking the steps and caution to get out and to wherever you need to be in the future unscathed. The subconscious mind loves you so much that it would create the best path forward towards your soul wish, your authentic path, in a way that is safe and that feels good. Consciously creating from a place of magic, conscious manifestation, knowing that the soul intuitively is driving to be fulfilled in the safest way possible. So this is knowing you're in the home stretch. Knowing that you can see the mountains, knowing that you're in the clouds, you're in the fog, you're in the storm. And there's always the rainbow after the storm. That's the way the energy flows and cycles. After every storm, there's a rainbow. And we do get that with the Lover's card and the Death card. With this being the first card in the near future, right? The first pair. Lovers and Death. Both in the front face. The conscious mind knows it has a choice, which is the Lover's card. It was originally the card that's choice. You have a choice. A divine choice. This is a divine crossroad. One that you were always meant to face. This is not a Two of Swords. This is the Lover's card. Where your masculine and feminine energies, wearing their masks, make decisions. Consciously knowing you're being protected by your angels. And intuitively sensing the feminine energy, intuitively sensing with the Death card, that something needs to be laid to rest in the experience. Starting with the mind, right? Gemini energy, lover energy, the lover's energy, mercurial energy. This Mercury retrograde energy. It's having a better understanding of when you make choices, how to choose definitively from the integrity of your soul's truth, that you do not take any actions or speak any words that are in misalignment with your goal. You don't speak against your truth, because you know when the words leave your mouth if they sound like a lie. You know when you read something if it sounds off, because it stops you and it sits heavy in your chest for a minute and you question whether or not that could be real, because the feeling pulled you back. Now, I'm not talking about what you read and it doesn't feel bad at all. It's just this denial that it's real, okay? Because that's different. That's fear state. But resonation from the heart space and what you feel, right? Not what you think is scary, but what you feel and sense is not good. You're learning how to choose from a place that's in alignment with your core. Why you're here, right? To create happiness and joy here. That progresses into the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands. So we have this choice and we're going through this death phase, this metamorphosis, right? Scorpio energy, this metamorphosis, this phoenix kind of rising energy. The Queen of Swords sits and she's clear in her heart, the heart space, right? Feminine energy, the heart space, your heart, the truth of it is clear. The issue is the clouds, right? And it's reoccurring in multiple cards, the issues with the clouds. Clouds are confusion energy. So the experience, the outer experience is not matching your resonation, right, with the dream. And so it's having to go through this period, this test and trial of holding on to the vision of the dream, knowing that you're taking every action in accordance with its manifestation, that you would not act against it, right? And the outer experience is not matching it yet. Knowing that your heart's truth is clear, but that everything around you does not match, and you don't know what is beyond the clouds. You don't know if there's an oasis, a waterfall, a valley, a fucking bush of raspberries. You have no idea what miracle is beyond the clouds. All you see is clouds. It's a dreary reality. It's a fogged reality. It's an illusion, right? It's an illusion. It's not clear. And we're wondering in the heart space with the Two of Wands, can the light we create within ourselves be as bright as the sun? And that could literally be with your sun sign. Whatever your sun sign is, the absolute epitome of its light. Can you match the full light of your sun? The beauty of it. To see yourself in your full light. Can you hold up to your own expectations? Or can you drop your expectations of yourself? Not your standard, not your core of what is best for you to experience, what's healthy for you to experience. You might be observing the light of another and wondering if your own inner light can hold up. Is it as bright as their sun? Can I be as bright as them? Right? Because this Two of Wands, he's holding, floating an orb over his hand, right? This golden orb. And it's bright yellow, but it's not as bright as the sun dawning on the card beyond the mountains. So there's these obstacles, right? There's these mountains. There's this wanting to dawn energy. There's these cloud energies. And you're seeing the path. You're seeing the dawn. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But you're also seeing the obstacles to get there. There's actions that need to be taken. There's steps that need to be taken through the obstacles. That each obstacle gets checked off the list. Okay, I've conquered that obstacle. You're looking at the path ahead. And it's almost like taking the time to think clearly in the heart space. Think clearly with the heart space. And say, okay, I can tackle these obstacles. I can get through this path. Because as long as I take the steps, and I'm not focused on the entire length of the journey, but I'm just focused on one step at a time, I will eventually get there if I follow the path one step at a time. And so as the future continues to evolve, we have the Eight of Swords with the World card in the back face. It's going to feel rough. I'm not going to lie. The mind is going to be difficult with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords being in the conscious manifestation, right? The actual reality, the masculine energy. We've created something where mentally we feel imprisoned, right? Eight of Swords. Mentally we feel imprisoned. We feel trapped in our minds. This is coming from that energy previously of looking at the path and all of the obstacles, all of the actions that need to get taken in order to manifest it, right? The choice to heal the self on a deep level, go through a rebirth, looking at the actual path to go through the rebirth and thinking, oh gosh, that's hard. You have no idea how hard it is to stay in one place and not be satisfied, right? We were coming to that realization from the past. It is hard to accept a reality that is unfulfilling and be satisfied. So we're going through this transition. We get this Eight of Swords, which is just feeling mentally trapped, and you can see the clouds. The clouds are dissipating. You can't see it because you're blindfolded. Okay, you're blocking your sight, or you're blocking your line of sight in some way. Blocking yourself mentally, telling yourself you can't or shouldn't, or it won't happen or work out if you do or try and do something. This is not being able to take proper actions. And the reason why, the feminine energy, the world, and the back face, is knowing that a cycle needs to end, knowing that something needs to close, and when it closes, it's going to close with a sting. It's going to close with a sting. That's the fear. That's the fear. Okay, so this is how fear develops. We know that we're not fulfilled and we need to move forward. We know the truth is right in front of us. We know we have the ability to create magic. We know that our wish is always coming to us in the best way that it possibly can. And we're wondering if we should go through this new experience, the shift from the dark tunnel of, leaving one reality to go through the dark tunnel of unknown time, space, reality to enter into a whole new awareness, a whole new light of experience, right? It's a lot. I mean, this is a truth key reading. You know what I mean? This is the truth. The key to understanding how this unfolds. We are afraid of ending certain things because it might sting. Because it might sting. So with that being said, the projected outcome, we get the King of Wands with the Six of Cups in the back face. The King of Wands is a chameleon. He's a social maverick. He's a creative genius, okay? He's the top of the soul fire element. Mastering spirit. Mastering willpower. It's the epitome of fire energy. King of Wands. Willpower. Because the heart space, the feminine energy driving it, understands the deep soul connection coming in the subconscious mind, possibly through dream states, daydreams, nighttime dreams. Knowing that it doesn't actually want to be alone. Like, matter of fact, I don't want to be alone. It's reminiscing of times when they weren't alone. Because he's standing very matter of fact on his porch, his balcony, looking down at the Six Cups, the beautiful memories, when love was beautiful, and being very driven, right? Being very driven towards it. Why? Why? The unconscious mind. 2 cards in the nighttime. Deep subconscious, right? This is the unconscious energy. Driving the manifestation of the timeline. Is knowing that love needs to be communicated. Knight in shining armor energy. Coming in, holding that chalice, the Ace of Cups. And moving towards the 10 of Cups. Moving towards the emotional fulfillment. And you could see the actual Ace of Cups from the deck on the card with the lotus blooming from the ethereal realm. Blooming in the nighttime. Blooming in the subconscious space. The divine that wants to let love become real, bringing it to the daylight. Bringing love to the daylight. Allowing that window of divine light to part the night sky. That you can see the light. Cancer energy on the Knight of Cups. There's a little crab down at the bottom. We want to protect ourselves. We might want to beat around the bush, but we do have to be very direct. The Knight of Cups with the 10 of Cups. This is very direct, very clear, wanting to communicate emotional fulfillment, wanting to communicate actions that are in alignment with emotional fulfillment. that you're not hurting inside emotionally, that you feel fulfilled. That is the driver, the unconscious driver. That's what's pushing this soul fire energy to be its most creative with its soul spark. And find those memories in the present, those good feelings relived in the present. It might not be the same exact event, but it's the same exact feeling. It's the same exact feeling you had when love was real, when the experience was there. It's helping you move through the mental readjustments in the beliefs. This why, this unconscious energy. Why are we communicating with people from our past? Why are we rehashing certain things? How does that shift how we view our present? What do we really want? What's really in alignment with what feels good? And what are we trying to convince ourselves will be okay when we know it wouldn't be? There's certain steps that need to be taken one at a time, moving through the end of the tunnel so that you can reach the new experience, the light of the new experience, your new world, your new world, your world. So that you can experience a brand new light, a dawn. Ending the confusion and the chaos and the upheaval and the shift of the storm energy that transits you from one light to another. It's the shift. So you have to understand when I do this reading, the key of truth, we're always creating. We're always reflecting on what we want. We're always reflecting on wanting to be fulfilled, wanting to be loved. It's the most important soul wish on our list. To feel loved and happy and healthy and whole on a soul level. To be at peace. To be happy. To be loved and be able to love. To enjoy it. This is the key. This is understanding. We always have a choice. At any given moment, because it's in the near future position. If you watch this message on any given day, it's that card, the choice is always in the near future. You can always make that choice. And you will always be met with challenges. And you might not know how things are going to turn out. And sometimes when things end, they sting. But it's all for the sake of higher transformation. It's all for the sake of willpower. It's all for the sake of deep soul connections. It's all for the sake of love and fulfillment. That's why we're here. To move through the tunnels. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps you understand if you did catch this message. Make sure to give it a like if it resonated with you and it helped you in some way, right, with your understanding of your reality. I love you guys. All my information's in the description too. You can find me everywhere. All right? Until next time. Love each other. And most importantly, love your experience. Bye.